Hello and welcome back. Not to the studio right now. We are in my closet because I am getting ready for a trip to London. So my husband is from London and we get to go often, probably about once a year, to go back and see my in-laws, and my sister lives in London, my niece and my brother-in-law. So it's really, really nice that we have the opportunity to go and spend some time with them. So here we are in my closet and I am trying to pack super light. That means neutral color palettes, which honestly, that's kind of like, these are the colors that I love. I thought that today I would take you into the studio so that we could pack a very, very small kit for art making while we are away. So we are literally leaving in a few hours and I need to pack up my kit, so I thought I would take you along with me. This time I am bringing super, super, super minimal materials. I normally will take a few journals, I'll take paint, and I am not doing that at all because I'm going to be visiting my sister. She has some paint and inks and art materials, so that will be very helpful because I can just go over and borrow some of hers if I feel inclined. And also things like collage materials, I'm not bringing any of that. I tend to use pamphlets or things that I pick up from cultural centers, things from maybe a magazine or something, and I can cut that stuff up to use as collage if I feel like it. Okay, so first off, I have some pencil cases and little cases that I use to organize the art materials. So here in the small one, I usually put pencils, pens, and that kind of thing. So I have a couple of these pens that are kind of like disposable fountain pens, which I love. And I have mechanical pencils, super simple, which I also love, and some nicer pencils that I like to use when I'm writing. I have a small ruler, a bone folder, which you'll see why in a bit, some blending stumps, a pencil sharpener, an eraser, a couple of glue sticks, and that's about all that fits into that case comfortably. I could try and squeeze some of these watercolor fillable pens. Let's see. Yep. Oh, those fit. Okay, so that's done. So that's what's going into this little case, and I will bring this tiny watercolor set. It was actually given to me in a painting class I took years and years and years ago. The instructor had a bunch of these and he gave them to us as a gift, which was very, very nice. It's Winsor Newton. I don't normally bring watercolors with me, but this time around I'm going to see if I can try and use some of these. We'll see how that goes. Next up, I have this really fun printed pencil case that was gifted to me by a former student when I was an elementary school teacher, and it has stood the test of time. So in here I have my Neo Colored 2 aquarelle crayons, the Caran d'Ache, and I like to use these mostly dry, to be honest, on top of colored pencil or maybe some watercolor, but we'll see how I use those. And in this beautiful case, which can be used in many ways, I actually got this at a Jean Oliver workshop years ago, and I love it so much. So you can use it as a purse. I use it as my travel art kit, and so right now this is holding a bunch of my colored pencils. Okay, so I'm also going to bring some tape. And then in terms of paper or substrates, I'm going to bring some of these cut up little cards. I like to use these sometimes just to take quick notes It could be about the place that I'm at or like a quick sketch. And I just like to have these loose pieces of paper. I think these are this is cardstock. Yeah. So those are really handy to have and a good portable size. I will also bring some loose sheets of paper that I'm going to fold up. So I love making these little journals, as I've talked about a gajillion times now. And so I like having sheets of paper so I can just make these little journals, and they're super handy because I can just create one for each place that I go to, and that's really nice. So I can attach collage on here, notes about where I am. I could do sketching in here, and it's also really portable and easy to take. So what I do is I'll take my larger sheets of paper. I think this is 11 by 14. And then I will fold them in half with the bone folder. And then I bring the bone folder so that I can fold them into those little journals. So once they're folded, they are also very compact. I take a few so that I can either create these little booklets, or I can, paint on here. So I like to have a stack of that. So those are my substrates. And I also bring a little bit of this, what is this, tracing paper. I like to use this sometimes to write on and then attach to my journals or to paint or sketch on. So I'll bring some of that. And last, I'm going to bring one journal. This is my everyday journal. I keep these regularly, where I can just write down my thoughts, my musing. It's a personal journal. I can write down things about my day or ideas, things about places that I've been to, and that kind of stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the colored pencils into this pencil case, so then I can fit all of this other stuff into here, and that will work nicely. This is probably the lightest that I have ever traveled in terms of art materials, and I love that I can fit them all in these 3 small cases. And the nice thing is also that if I am actually going out somewhere, I can empty one of these. Like I'll probably empty this one and just, pick and choose a few things to tuck into just this one. So that I don't have to even carry all of this stuff when I'm out. I'll probably just take a couple of pieces of paper, a few colored pencils, a pen, pencil, glue stick, and that's it. So it's nice to have that option. And then when I go back to wherever I am staying at, which is usually at my in-laws, sometimes with my sister, I can go back and continue working in whatever journals I started when I was out and about. So while I'm in London, I will be spending lots and lots of time with family and friends, but I will also be taking advantage of going out to some of the museums, and the hubby and I will be taking a lovely little 2-day trip to Bath, and then I will also be going to Folkestone with my sister for a few days. And so I will be sharing some of those little trips with you in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. And now I'm off to finish packing. Okay, bye.